Richmond, Kansas, Friday, Sweet 16 action. Who do you like and why?
I like Kansas, and the clock's going to strike midnight for the last Cinderella in the tournament.
Have you been preparing
lines
for this?
We got to.
First it was the Butler didn't do it. Now
Richmond, everybody's in love with Richmond, with what they're doing right now. And Richmond's playing well. You got to give them credit. They come into the tournament. They won 9 in a row. But let's remember, they came out of the Atlantic 10 Conference.
So let's do this. We always lead with the lead. Why do you like Kansas?
I like a situation that I like in this tournament when you go to the Sweet 16 round, when you have a surprise, when you have that team and then they've got now that they've surprised everybody, got to the Sweet 16. You've got that almost a week leading up to the next game. You're reading your press clippings. Now the limelight's on you. But the team that you're playing, and in this case, Kansas, a better team, that unfamiliar factor's gone because everybody's looking at the game film of what you did to those first two opponents. And Kansas, a much better team, is going to take it to Richmond, force the tempo. Richmond was able in the first 2 games in this tournament.
All right, so let's double back because a lot of information, but I'm not getting the concept. So you're saying, I'm hearing one thing. You got Richmond. They've surprised people. Now the fact that they're getting all this attention, you're saying is a negative. It's going to be they're going to get distracted. They're going to get distracted by the limelight, and the public has adjusted the line and said this team's pretty good, right?
Correct.
All right. So how does Kansas react?
Well, Kansas, for one, they're going to be more focused for this team, and you're going to have that 5-day period to prepare. It's such an advantage when you're playing a team like Richmond on that first game rather than the weekend game.
All right, so that I want to hear, but you're saying they're going to be more focused. More focused why?
They're not going to take this 12 seed lightly.
All right, so you're saying, they're going to be as focused as any game, any Sweet 16 game.
Yeah.
So that's all. Richmond's focused, Kansas is focused. All right, so but what I think I might hear you saying is in the regular season, when Kansas played Richmond, there's a chance it might be a look ahead or whatever. You're saying, you got a very good team in Kansas that's going to be focused. Okay, so tell me about this. I love this first game, second game dichotomy. Go ahead.
When you've got teams that, when you plan for in preparation, you play your first 2 round games, you're focusing on your first opponent. Obviously, you got to win the first game to get to the second. You put a little bit of time when you have that 5-day period into the second team that you might be playing because you only have a 1-day turnaround in tournaments. Once you get through that first round and now you go to the second round, the Sweet 16.
The second week.
The second week. You've got 5 days now to focus. Your focus is going to be more intent on your first opponent because now in theory, you're going deeper into the tournament. You're playing better teams.
So Richmond's focus is on Kansas. Kansas is on Richmond. Why is it an advantage for Kansas?
Well, when you get now you're getting into a situation where the better talent, the better coaching, the better athletes on Kansas.
So what you're saying is both in preparation and in focus that Kansas is going to be fully prepared and fully focused, and thus it's about who the better team is.
Right. And on the flip side, where I was starting to say about Richmond is reading your press clippings. When you do something you weren't supposed to do and you're living that limelight, you can't help. These are 20-year-old kids. They have to be on a high after, winning the 2 games they won last weekend. And really, if you look at the 2 games they won, the second one doesn't impress me. To me, that was an automatic when they beat Morehead State because Morehead State was coming off the upset of their lifetime, beating Louisville in the first round game. So they caught, a team, they caught a break in catching Morehead State. You're expecting to be facing Louisville in the second round, and instead you're facing Morehead State. Their first win was good against Vanderbilt, but Vanderbilt was a team that underachieved all year.
So this is a pure value play. You're saying, you got Kansas focused and rested. They're the better team, and it's a pure value play.
Also, fundamentally, if I'm the Kansas coach, and I'm going to play coach here for a second, I play more of an up-tempo game and get Richmond out of their comfort zone. Richmond likes to play the Atlantic 10 games, most of them. The teams in there, you've got Temples, St. Joe's, LaSalle's. They like to play slow, Xavier. That's what Richmond likes to do, and that's what they were able to do in the first 2 games, play games in the 60s. Their comfort zone is high 50s, 60s. Look for Kansas to push the ball in this game and let the athletes, more possessions, and the athletes come to play.
Now, is there a correlated parlay here?
Yes, I would look to the over in this game.
Okay, so if you like Kansas, what you do, you like the over too. And just handicapping 101 is the more points that are scored, the less the points the underdog are getting are worth, because clearly if the game was going to be 30-29, it's going to be hard to cover 10.5, and you're saying you expect a higher scoring game. I'm not a big fan of, give us your projection.
I have Kansas winning 84-69.
I'm not a big fan of laying 10. You know, I think Kansas is, to me, it's about coaching. One of the key factors in the tournament is coaching, and Self is a great tournament coach. So I really like that. I also like, in general, they're a fundamentally sound team, the type of team that even if they're up 7 with 2 minutes left, they might push it to 12 or 30. You can get that run out cover at the end of the game with them. They shoot, you know, they're not, you know, I don't know their exact foul shooting, but I let's just say I've taken the underdog against a lot of teams like Kansas, and it just is so frustrating when, you know, it's a 3-point game at halftime, it's a 6-point game with 5 minutes left, you end up losing by 13, and you just don't know how it happened. And who's to say that they can't be up by 20? So in general, Kansas is the type of team I'm not afraid to lay points with. I just don't like laying double digits.
I mean, I'll agree with you. It's tough at this time of the year, but I'm much rather, you know, that this is the Friday game rather than the Sunday game. And I think you're going to get the full effort from Kansas. They're not going to be tired or fatigued, you know, playing the 2 games in 3 days. I like Kansas, and they move on.
I'm going neutral.
Neutral.
Now it's your turn to continue the conversation in the comment section with Marco and me. And that's it. 2 videos this week, one on Thursday, one on Friday. And we'll be back. Marco, you're going to come in Friday and do some videos, right, for Saturday?
We'll do something for Friday. Or come in Friday, something for Saturday. There'll only be 2 games Saturday. We might have to look some at NBA, too.
Oh, there you go. We'll see you then. And remember, you can get everything at pregame.tv.